Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to your next cast. Thank you so much for checking out another episode. That was me just waving at a gentleman that was sitting right over there. It's almost like my rod's pointing at him. He was sitting there fishing. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it. Hope you leave a comment below so we can connect with you. And if you enjoy this content, please throw a thumbs up. Today, I was out doing some fishing in Lake of the Woods and just specifically trying to get good with the Yamamoto double tail Hula Grub. Now, this is a grub or lure that I've fished with before. It's a soft plastic. It's a really effective lure that's been used for a long period of time. But for me, I've just started to get more acquainted with it in probably the last year or so. So you're going to see me do that. But also, look at that scenery. It was a beautiful day out here on the lake. And even though we've had some cooler than normal temperatures over the last several weeks, today was an awesome day. And you can still see the colors of spring coming, everything starting to turn green. But as you'll see throughout this video, it was an awesome day to be outside. Now, the reason I'm narrating and doing a voiceover is because I did very little talking. My whole goal was really to go out and become good with this lure by really fishing some docks. And that's what you see me doing right now. So what I'm going to do is move over to the right so you can try to get a better view. I tried to do that as much as I could, but you know, some angles you're not going to see as well. But I'm going to be quiet so you can actually enjoy this video and enjoy the scenery. But we thank you so much for watching. Sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy. Also, just real quick, that was a great cast. And when I say great cast, I mean it has the right entry into the water and the right placement. And you're going to hear me talk about that a little bit throughout this video too. I thought I had him right there. There we go. Now we got him.
Come on, buddy. Got him. Right off the dock.
Now, when I do that, what that means is that was a so-so cast, meaning I didn't quite get either the placement or didn't quite get the entry into the water that I wanted. And so if you recall, a little bit ago, I did a video called How to Maximize Your Next Cast. And I talked about the two things you need are really a great entry into the water and, of course, great placement of the lure. And usually when you have those two things, good things happen. Now, me pointing there is showing you that there was a fish that just showed itself in that direction. And so, again, I made a cast that was so-so. I didn't quite get to the point that I wanted to. I was a little bit off, a little bit short of where I wanted to go, but not horrible. It didn't actually spook the fish. And so, as you'll see, we still were able to make a connection.
Well, we got him. Right off the dock. Let's get him back in the water. Bring this down just a little bit so you can see a little bit better, hopefully. So that was one of the good times where I'm hoping that the camera wasn't so high that you missed it, but I didn't get right exactly where I wanted to be. I was a little bit short, but still there was a fish there and it produced. Now we'll just see if there's one more there.
Now the thumbs up means that was a great cast. It means we got the right presentation and we got the right entry into the water. And as you can see, it produces immediately.
This guy inhaled it as soon as it went in there. Come on, give my little back, buddy. Man, he got it down there pretty good. He's bleeding. Well, gang, I hadn't planned to take any home today, but I don't know if this little guy's gonna make it, so we're just gonna go ahead and take him on home, make some nuggets out of him. Thankfully, I brought my cooler, so we should be good. Well, he seems really lively, so if he lives, we'll throw him back, but we'll keep him. See what happens.
So while I was continuing to fish, that fish made so much noise that I ended up just turning him loose shortly thereafter. So it definitely lived and was doing okay. Now that cast right there was also another good cast, right entry into the water, right placement. I thought I saw a swirl in the specific area that I threw, but didn't get anything on that first cast. So this is one of the reasons why the accuracy helps, is I didn't get a bite when I threw. So I just fished it a little bit, reloaded, reeled it back in, and then fired back out there one more time. And that was a good cast too. And got a connection. The downside is, spoiler alert, you're about to see some heartbreak.
Stay down, buddy. Stay down, buddy. This one's gonna need the net.
And we lost it, unfortunately.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. And let me share with you why that's my fault. 2 reasons. One, I actually knew that I had a small nick in the line, probably 6 inches after the knot. Again, just didn't want to take the time to retie and catch the fish. Secondly, I was too focused on the net. I should have focused on keeping the fish coming up, but I thought it was going to jump, so I wanted to get the net. Both of those, my fault. And that was easily a 2-pound bass or more, for sure. Now he's running around with the hook in his mouth. But hopefully he'll spit it out. Always retie. When you feel those frays in your line, always retie.
Now you would think, as many times as I've done that I wouldn't still be making that mistake. Like, I can't count how many fish I've lost because I didn't retie or take the time to take care of the line in the way that I should have. And I've seen a lot of people lose fish. So hopefully I've learned that lesson for good this time. But in life, not only do we learn lessons, but sometimes we have to be reminded, learn the lesson again, and then have a few more reminders. But thankfully on days like today, when I'm just out fishing to work on a technique, or in this case, get better with the Yamamoto DT Hula Grub, I kind of get over that pretty quick, because a lot of the time I'm not even focused on what's actually happening. I'm really thinking, meditating on other things, and my body is kind of running automatically, like I'm just kind of going off instinct and fishing. But as we were coming around this corner, there was a dock where I saw a fish pop up, and so right now we're going to try to put ourselves in position to make the right cast to land that fish. And that was a good cast and a good result.
It's a small one, but that was textbook dock fishing. Perfect cast. Got him right in the roof of his mouth. All right, we're gonna hit about what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more docks, and then we're gonna call it a day.
And there was a fish that just jumped up. I'm not sure if you saw it, but it clearly showed itself.
I couldn't pass up that fish jumping, so I had to throw there, then I'll throw to the dock. Got him. He showed himself, and we got him. Decent bass. That's why I had to make that cast, essentially. Could not pass that up. Now we can aim for the dock. Actually, I'm gonna go down here and fish a few more docks just because the sun is shining on them pretty good. And I haven't fished them at all this year, believe it or not. So I'm gonna go take a shot at those. After I make one more shot here.
So I ended up making many more casts at these docks and didn't get any bites at all. Even if you look to the right of where I am, there's an island back there. I went and fished that a little bit too, didn't get any bites at all. And so it turned out to be a decent day. Didn't get any giants at all, but the DT Hula Grub definitely produced quite a few fish for me, and so that was fun. It's always fun when you can just hold the same rod and reel in your hand the whole time, fishing with one lure, and do really well with it. So this is definitely something you're going to see me fishing with more. But beyond that, I mean, just look at the beautiful scenery. And even though we're shooting this in a high def resolution, it doesn't do justice to how beautiful it is when you're actually there and seeing that sunset and seeing how the sunlight hits the leaves on the trees. And so that was a beautiful part right there. This part I feel like could be a postcard or picture because it's just awesome. I know a lot of fishing channels show great sunsets, and this just happened to be one that I had the opportunity to enjoy. So that's all we have for today. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. If you've watched this far, make sure you put DT Hula Grub in your comment. That's going to help you in the future. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a good day, and we hope you have a good night. We will see you next time right here on Your Next Cast.